Welcome to Monday. It's Labor Day Monday, September 2nd, 2024. Your day weather podcast brought to you by ConversCountyTourism.com. Beautiful landscapes, historic sites, and unique downtowns await visitors to Douglas and Glen Rock, Wyoming. Plan your visit at ConversCountyTourism.com. Well, not a lot to talk about again as we head into this new week and as we wrap up this 3-day weekend. What we're going to see is a lot of sunshine, warm temperatures, but we're going to see a little bit more in the way of afternoon and evening thunderstorm activity over the next few days. The combination of a little bit of subtropical moisture coming up from the south and a weak wave coming off the Pacific coast will result in that. And what we're likely going to see is a few thunderstorms in the late afternoon and evening hours, especially tomorrow and Wednesday. Today, we'll see a little bit more activity, but tomorrow, and as we get into Wednesday, will be the better chances. We have a little bit of a trough coming through the region. Cooler air comes out of Canada into the central U.S. That will cool off things a bit east of the Divide Thursday and Friday. But once that goes through, we kind of go back into a quiet weather pattern once again. Satellite photos this morning show not a lot of weather in the west. We do have a little bit of subtropical moisture that has come up a little bit further north into this area here. And down here, some showers and thunderstorms, but a lot of high pressure elsewhere. But if you look at the satellite photo with the water vapor, you can see the water vapor now has increased, especially in this area right here. And there's a little swirl right here. We've got a low just off the coast of Northern California and Western Oregon. This low is going to come up and over the high pressure ridge like this in the next couple of days. That combined with the subtropical moisture is going to result in a little bit of weather. So here we are today with the high pressure ridge right over Colorado. There's the west coast low and the clockwise circulation around the high, drawing up what's left of some residual monsoonal moisture. Here's the precipitable water as of this morning. So you can see a lot of dry air out on the plains, but you can see the green right here. This is the area of heavier moisture that is going to be heading east with that low. So by later today, and then into Tuesday and Wednesday, there's a shift eastward in that deeper moisture. Hence, you're going to get thunderstorms. So this is where the afternoon and evening thunderstorms will be today. Very spotty, coming later in the day, but they'll be around, especially in the mountain areas. Then as we get into tomorrow, as the low, the west coast low that's currently here, heads east, you're going to get a little bit more in the way of activity. So tomorrow, we're going to see thunderstorms in Montana, parts of Wyoming, Colorado, northern Utah. Then on Wednesday, there's a bit more of a concentration of the moisture, and showers and thunderstorms will be at a little bit of a higher possibility there. But dry air comes right in behind it as this system heads to the east. So by the time we get to the end of the week, well, we'll see everything shift east. This is by Thursday. By Thursday, this trough is going to settle into the Great Lakes in the Midwest, while high pressure is shifting more towards the west coast. What we're going to see is a configuration where this low is going to head southeast. This high will stay along the west coast. This low will try to come into here, but there's going to be a little bit of a log jam. And what will happen with that log jam is that you're going to see a pretty stagnant weather pattern develop by later this week. This is the temperature anomaly on Thursday. So some cooler air does spill east of the divide across parts of the upper Midwest, while the high pressure along the west coast builds and the heat and the warm weather develops there. Then, by the weekend, that low settles into the Great Lakes. The high pressure ridge expands in western Canada, the western United States, and what we see is this configuration: low pressure up here, high pressure in the west, low pressure in the Great Lakes. That's going to put the cooler, most unsettled weather here on the eastern side of the country, warmest and driest on the western side of the U.S. Look at the temperature anomaly here by Saturday. Quite a contrast from west to east. So with that trough, it is going to be a lot cooler than average for the early part of September in the central and eastern part of the United States, and warm in the west. And I think this configuration right here will probably go right up through probably the 11th and 12th of September before we start to see any changes. So what that means is a lot of times what we normally see at the beginning of September, some warm, generally dry stretches of weather. That's exactly what's coming up here over the next 7 to 10 days. So let's hope we can squeeze a little bit of rain out of those clouds with those afternoon and evening thunderstorms today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday. And there's that kind of the logjam I talked about. This is 10 days from now. So this is all the way up till the 12th. We have a low up here in eastern Canada, the Great Lakes. The high still resides right here. Now, eventually what happens is this configuration will break down, and this will start to allow some of this cooler weather from the northwest to come into the western half of the United States and Canada. But that looks like it's going to be probably not until the middle, right at the middle, 15th to the 17th, somewhere roughly around that time frame is the next significant shift in the pattern. Until then, we're going to see kind of some quiet weather across the western U.S. for the most part. Have yourself a good Labor Day Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.